Welcome, curious listeners, to a deep dive into the quirky corners of the law. Today, we're tackling one of the most persistent and charming urban legends out there, the supposed Alabama law prohibiting the carrying of an ice cream cone in your back pocket. It's a tale that brings a smile to many faces, often shared as an example of a bygone era's strange legalities. But is there really any truth to it? Let's get to the bottom of this sticky situation. Now, before we delve into the why, the when, and the if it's enforced, let's get straight to the scoop, pun intended, on this particular piece of legislation. The truth is, there is no such law in Alabama. That's right, the idea that it's illegal to carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket in the great state of Alabama is a complete and utter myth. Now, I know that might be disappointing for some of you who love a good dumb law story, but it's important to separate fact from folklore. This is a classic urban legend, a delightful piece of legal trivia that has been repeated so many times it's taken on a life of its own. So, where did this highly specific and seemingly ridiculous myth come from? Well, the widely circulated reason for this non existent law typically goes something like this. In the days when horses were a primary mode of transportation, a melting ice cream cone placed in a back pocket could, theoretically, fall onto the street. The theory continues that the sound or sight of the falling, melting ice cream might startle or spook a horse, this leading to accidents, runaway buggies, or just general mayhem. It paints a very vivid and almost cinematic picture, doesn't it? A runaway carriage, a terrified horse, all because of a rogue scoop of Rocky Road ice cream. This explanation taps into our fascination with historical oddities and simpler times. It makes us chuckle, imagining lawmakers earnestly debating the dangers of stray dairy products. The appeal of these dumb laws is immense. They make us laugh. They sometimes make us feel superior to the supposed lawmakers of yesteryear. And they certainly offer a fun antidote at parties. But when you apply a little critical thinking, the idea of such a law quickly unravels. First, even if an ice cream cone could spook a horse, how would such a law be practically enforced? Would there be ice cream cone and pocket patrols? What would the standard penalty be for a melting dessert violation? The logistics alone make it improbable. Furthermore, while Alabama, like many states, does have its share of genuinely odd or outdated laws still technically on the books, some stemming from very specific historical contexts, like an old law about walking with an umbrella on a streetcar in certain towns, which, by the way, is real in some places. A thorough search of Alabama's legislative code, historical statutes, and municipal ordinances reveals that there is no mention whatsoever of ice cream cones and back pockets. Legal scholars, historians, and even local law enforcement officials consistently confirm that this law does not and never has existed. This myth isn't unique to Alabama either. Variations of it have been attributed to states like Kentucky, Georgia, and even specific cities across the U.S. It's almost always related to horses and usually involves some kind of food in pocket prohibition, underscoring its folkloric nature. It's a classic example of a story that's too good to let facts get in the way. So, to directly answer the rest of our listeners' questions, when did this law go into effect? Well, since the law doesn't exist, it never went into effect. There's no legislative date, no bill number, no record of its passage of any year. Not 1900, not 1950, not today. And is this law still on the books and enforced? Again, because it's not on the books, it certainly isn't enforced. You won't find anyone in Alabama being ticketed, arrested, or otherwise reprimanded for melting dessert in their denim. So, next time you hear about this Alabama ice cream cone law, you can confidently share the real scoop. It's a delightful myth, a testament to our love for quirky legal trivia, but entirely unfounded. While Alabama does have some fascinating and real laws, this particular one is purely a product of our collective imagination and the viral nature of urban legends. So, go ahead, enjoy your ice cream. Put it wherever you please. Just maybe consider a napkin if it's melting. Thanks for joining us on this legal myth-busting adventure. I hope to see you next time.